Right, it's start the route in a minute. Have a quick look down there. These are the second longest escalators in London. Scary. Ready? Good. Okay. Right. Hello, crawlers, and welcome to Central London, where today we're going to explore the route from my book, Historic Pub Crawls Through London, Volume 1, which is going to take us from Holborn Station all the way to Hatton Gardens, where I'll probably end up jumping on a train home from Farringdon. Now, if you followed the channel before, you might have come across us visiting lots and lots of pubs, not just around London, but England, New York, Ireland, and still many, many more to come. We have got about 12 pubs, I think we're hitting up today, 12 or 13. Filming two routes today, by the way, so that's why I'm a little bit blurry on it. Let me find my Holborn to Hatton Garden. Okay. Right, so we are filming 13 pubs today. This is where we're starting right now. We're going to head to some absolutely stunning pubs. I'm really looking forward to showing you them. I've been to all of them before. Of course I have, that's why they're in the book. I'm going to show you the ins and outs of the pubs. We're going to shoot individual videos that you'll see dotted throughout this bigger video, and maybe we'll show you some of the sights along the way. And who knows, maybe some other random stuff's going to happen. Let's get to our first pub.
This pub is so perfect, even the toilets are protected.
It's the Princess Louise. It's pub number 1 on our Holborn to Hatton Gardens route. Let's go and get a pint.
I love receiving your recommendations, and this pub slides into my DMs more than many others because it's famous for its remarkable interior, has its gorgeous tiling and wood panelling, creates a series of booths around an island bar, making it one of the few to retain snob screens that were used to separate the different classes of drinkers. And it's considered so historically significant that their marble urinals are protected by law. But back to the bar, and don't let the fact it's a Sam Smith's put you off, as I grabbed a pint of their bitter before escaping being told I couldn't fill and getting back out into the sun.
What a gorgeous pub that was. And now I'm going to show you one that is a genuine hidden gem. Because we're back to the station, and then it's straight out of the station, and you watch. This is the only pub in London that is accessed by 3 different alleyways. And it is stunning. Look at it, just up here. Where are you, Ben? On the left, just up here. Absolutely gorgeous. The Ship Tavern would have been that because there would have been a river really close to here. And so we're going to roll that video for you now, and I hope you enjoy it. I love this place. I've even been here with my children for oysters. It's incredible. I love it. Check it out.
Join me to visit one of London's most hidden pubs.
Ship Tavern. It's pub number 2 on our Holborn to Hatton Gardens route. Right, there you go, that'll do.
Tucked away right behind High Holborn, it's the only London pub that you can access from 3 separate alleyways. It's been here since 1549 and probably gets its name from the rumours of smuggling and piracy in the murky waters of the River Fleet. And in this dimly lit corner pub, you can just imagine Catholics sneaking in to attend Mass conducted from behind the bar during the reign of Henry VIII. Lookouts would be posted across the neighbourhood with warnings on the arrival of the King's officials, allowing the congregation time to either take up their tankards as a group of regulars or make the most of the hidey holes throughout. Those that were discovered were executed on the spot, with the chilling screams still heard through this haunted pub. But where there's a bar, there's a beer, and I went for their own ale, which is named to celebrate the age of the pub, before heading upstairs to check out this delightful dining room, which would have been a room for the secretive Freemasons who consecrated this as a lodge in 1736. It's a real find, so add this to your list of pubs not to miss.
Yeah, all right, see, and then I'm out, right? So that was a great pub. And this is the other tiny alley. we're still at the back of the station, and now we're going to come out on High Holborn. Let's just quickly have a look through the window at the Rosewood, because I can tell you, life goals, stopping in here and spending the night would be a lot of fun. We're actually going to head down this way to our third pub, but I used to have my offices up here in this this big glass building, and let's see if they'll let us film in the Rosewood, because this is where like celebrities and whatever and whatnot and people that, you know, who may or may not be fussed about stay. I remember the absolute clamour of the crowd when Justin Bieber stayed in here. You couldn't move because of the people here. Well, I was looking up here, looking down from the window, looking at it. Let's go and have a quick look in there. It's a beautiful cocktail bar here. I can tell you now, you'll be on about £100 for a couple of cocktails. This is a very expensive date night. But then look at this gorgeous courtyard. Look at that. Look at this, something much fancier than us is going on here. See, these are the brand deals that I'd like to get. Look at this, Grey Goose vodka in these surroundings, in this heat. But no time for that. We've got pubs to go to.
Nope, I don't know what one is either.
It's the Square Pig. It's pub number 3 on our Holborn to Hatton Garden route. Let's go and get a pint.
On the corner overlooking Red Lion Square, office blocks of various conditions tower over a pub that you've got to get to early to see it this quiet. Because whilst an internet search doesn't reveal exactly what a Square Pig is, that's not why we're here. We're here for beer. And I got poured a pint of the Hepcat. Now, I got here at the perfect time on a Thursday because I'm here to show you the places, not the people. As when the offices spill out, you can hardly move in here, with office workers drinking themselves silly, knowing that working from home on Friday gives them an undeserved lie-in. Next time you're near, stop here for a beer.
You go for it, because it's hard to believe this tranquil little square with this lovely little cafe is just tucked just a couple of yards away from High Holborn. And this is a gorgeous little spot. There's a lot of history here. And you can find out more about that either by coming to visit on the route in between the two pubs, or if you pick up a copy of my book, because today we're following the Holborn to Hatton Garden route. But history or not, sometimes it's just nice to be out in the sun, a little bit of green around us, and we are going to find pub number 4. It's got a very, very sad tale. I warn you.
It's a heartbreaking tale at this old-fashioned boozer.
It's the Dolphin. It's pub number 4 on our Holborn to Hatton Garden route. Let's go and get a pint.
Behind busy High Holborn is the tranquility of Red Lion Square, and down this tiny alley is a tiny pub that literally steps back in time. Because whilst it's never too early for a pint of landlord, here it is always 10:40 p.m. as on the 8th of September 1915, Commander Heinrich Matthey dropped his explosive load from 8,500 feet above London, reducing this pub to rubble, killing 3 unfortunate patrons and stopping the surviving clock at the time of impact. So whilst it's not rumoured that there are ghosts here, you'll need to be brave, because the steep steps to the gents could be an ankle breaker when you're sober. Be brave, get here for the spirits and beer.
Okay, so normally we do the video for the next pub in between the pub, and it's a very see, I'm totally slurring now. This many pubs in, this many pints. Landlord's been sunk. It's beautiful. There's a very good reason why. I'm going to go straight out to the next pub. Come on, Ben, follow me. Thank you very much. Take care, thank you. Because that is as far as you need to go. Let's roll the video.
This hidden beer garden is London's best sun trap.
The Enterprise is pub number 5 on our Holborn to Hatton Garden route. Let's go and get a beer.
Striking Victorian pub used to open into a corridor that's retained its colourful floor-to-ceiling tiles and led to a rear bar. Over time, it's been extended and opened up into a single vast room with the original Victorian bar remaining and illuminated by the impressive bay window. Side of the pub is marked by this marvellous mosaic which was installed in 2006 to replicate the original pub sign. And whilst there's various knickknacks and memorabilia, the pub gets its name from the ship that carried Sir John Franklin in his doomed Arctic expedition. It departed in 1845, but when they became icebound near King William Island, all were lost, leaving the exact fate of the crew to remain a mystery to this day. And so because of that, why not grab a pint of ghost ship and taking a seat in this sunny bay window before heading out back to this delightful, secluded beer garden with the surrounding buildings protecting you from the elements as the sun beats down from this marvellous setting. Add this to your list of pubs not to miss.
I mean, we've obviously just told the tale of the ship that went up to the North Pole, but look how gorgeous this is as a mural, and this is a relatively new development on here. But they need to sort of the pub sign, didn't they? So you're missing out. Right, we don't have time for that. We've got pubs to go to. Red Lion next. Let's go.
Would this pub be as packed if they knew what was in the basement?
It's the Old Red Lion. It's pub number 6 on our Holborn to Hatton Garden route. Let's go and get a pint.
Rebuilt in 1899, a pub was first established on this site during the 16th century. And I came here early to show you the places, not the people, because after work, it's filled with either marketeers, disgruntled they're not working from home, or the lovely Barry and his mates. So follow the account. But back to the bar, and I grabbed a pint of landlord. And whilst there's plenty that's polished and refined about the pub, legend has it that its cellars contained the bodies of Oliver Cromwell and his fellow Roundheads after they were dug up and before they were ceremonially re-executed before Cromwell's head was displayed on a spike outside Westminster Hall. Add this to your list of pubs not to miss.
Well, that was an unexpected surprise because I bumped into a couple of old pals at that pub, as well as Barry, special shout out to Barry, who recognised me on the train, took a selfie, and what a lovely time. This is the joy of pubs, right? You get to see new people, some old friends, maybe make some new friends. We're about to go and head over to Pendrel's Oak over here. Now, I already know that the last time that we were here, we were really lucky to get any footage whatsoever. So I'm going to walk in, go and get myself a drink. It's unlikely we're going to be able to film. It does have a really nice little tiny beer garden out the back. So the video you might see now might be the old one. And if I can't find that in the files, we're just going to get on to the next pub. Let's see what's going to be next. Let's go.
What does this busy London Wetherspoons have hiding out back?
This is Pendrel's Oak, which is pub number 7 on the Holborn to Hatton Gardens route. Let's go and grab a pint.
We were lucky. This giant Wetherspoon was quite quiet when we walked in, but on a Thursday, this place is heaving. It's got everything you'd expect in a Wetherspoons. There's a good selection of beers, and we went for one of the guest ales. Well, away from that heaving pub and that busy high road, there's this beautiful, tucked away, quiet beer garden. Give us a follow to check out more pubs on the route.
I need to sort out all this hair. After this transplant, I got too much of the bloody stuff. I don't think that'll stay in. So, Chancery Lane train station might be just down there, but actually the road is behind us. And this was the street that marked the western boundary of the city. A lot of the time when people talk about London and think about London as a city, they think about the vast expanse of London and then how far the tube line goes or where the M25 is and then Greater London. The City of London is actually tiny, and that's where we're going to head into now. We're going to walk to a really old Sam Smith's pub. It's got one of the longest bars in the country, at least that's what they claim. There'll be plenty of people that dispute that. And then we're going to see some of the really old, oh no, you please don't. And then we're going to see some of the really old ornate buildings around here that I will stop and I will explain to you some of the details. Oh, I need to stretch my legs. We're going to go to the next pub, City of Yorke. We'll roll that video. I think maybe just a half in this one.
What have these guys got that makes every other London landlord jealous?
The City of Yorke is pub number 8 on our Holborn to Hatton Gardens route. Let's go and check it out.
Now I've got to declare that this Grade 2 listed building is probably one of my favourite pubs in the whole of London. It's a Sam Smith pub, but don't let that put you off. And although they're notoriously difficult to film in as they ban technology, I wasn't going to let that stop me. Although this pub was rebuilt in the 1920s, there's been one on this site since 1430, and the space and size of this place when you walk in is just incredible. And what's in it that makes every other landlord jealous? Well, just look at the size of this bar. London's longest. The acoustics of this place are amazing, and even when it's really busy, the huge Henke's bar means it never feels crammed. I went for a swift half this time and managed to tuck myself away into one of the little booths on the side before it was back out to High Holborn and on to the next one. Add this to your list of pubs not to miss.
Let's do a reading from my book, Historic Pub Crawls Through London. Behind us are the Inns of Chancery. It's a staple inn. And it was originally part of a collection of buildings where the court's clerks would spend time. Now, there's been something on this site since at least 1344. And this was said to survive the Great Fire of London because it was built before that in 1585, so an awful long time ago. And now it's got a coffee shop underneath it. Coffee, that's not why we're here. We're here for beer. So let's head to the next pub.
What brutal death was this politician responsible for?
This is Sir Christopher Hatton. It's number 9 on the Holborn to Hatton Gardens route. Let's go and grab a pint.
This pub at the end of Leather Lane is probably one of the busiest pubs on a Thursday evening in London. The pub itself is named after the 16th century English politician who was a favourite of Elizabeth I and one of the judges who found Mary, Queen of Scots, guilty of treason. Back to the pub, which has got a good bar and a great selection of beers. We went for the HPA and managed to find ourselves a quiet space in the corner to catch up on our book and learn more history about the area. Over the road, the Stables Inn dates back to around 1587 when Mary, Queen of Scots was executed. The first axe blow missed her neck and struck her in the back of the head.
We're nearly concluding our route, so thank you very much for sticking around this long. And let me just take a few moments just to remind you what I'm doing and why. Because in 2023, I decided to turn 20 years worth of making pub crawls for my friends and my family throughout London into a book which I self-published and sold so many copies that I've been really lucky to be picked up by a publisher that puts the books into the high street stores wherever you are. And so if you haven't got a copy, please go and pick up the copy in any of the stores. Historic Pub Crawls Through London. There's volumes 1 and 2, as well as routes across England, Ireland, Scotland, and even New York, with so many more to come. So if you don't already, please like, subscribe, follow, do all the needy. We're going to head to the next pub. I'm pretty sure I got a pint waiting for me at the Argyle around the corner. It is as a time check towards the end of the day. So 4:25 on a Thursday in London. It's going to start filling up very, very quickly in the next 20 to 30 minutes because you know what? Thursday is the new Friday. And when everyone's working from home, why not stay in bed a little longer with a hangover? Responsible drinking, kids. Let's go to the next pub.
Outside doesn't look special, but wow, what a terrace.
It's the Argyle. It's pub number 10 on our Holborn to Hatton Garden route. Let's go and get a pint.
Well, I can hardly believe it, but this Stonegate pub actually let me film. But then that's down to head office, as almost every pub loves to show off what makes them special. Now, at first glance, this former jewellery store called the King of Diamonds could be any pub anywhere in the world. Opened in 1820, when it was known as the Old Leather Bottle. It sits at the end of Leather Lane. But back to the bar, and since all the Birra Moretti Sale de Mare glasses had been nicked, I grabbed a pint of Brixton before heading downstairs to gate crash the air-conditioned room where these environmentalist workers were hosting a conference. But the real star of the show is up the stairs, past a busy bar, to a sun-kissed terrace where I could look down and see who was pretending that they were still doing work. When the sun's out, get the pints in.
We've got a couple more pubs to go. 3 more pubs to go. My voice is going. We'll see what lasts more. If you ever want to get married, obviously don't do it, kids. But if you do, this is the place to come. This is Hatton Gardens. This is where you would look at all the jewellery in all of the windows. Glorious stuff to celebrate your marriage and spend. What are you supposed to spend if you get engaged? What are you supposed to spend? Is it a month's salary or 3 months' salary on the engagement ring? Well, that's not why we're here. We're here for beer. And this is one of the best hidden gem pubs in all of London. Now, it used to always close at the weekend, but because this area is really, really quiet at the weekend. But that has changed recently. And so we are going to go down this glorious little alleyway. And as it opens up, you will see one of the most spectacular London pubs that, as you're going to find in this video, isn't even in London. And I'll tell you why in a minute. Oh. Look at that.
This is the most hidden pub in London.
Ye Olde Mitre. It's pub number 11 on our Holborn to Hatton Gardens route. Let's go.
It's really nothing like it in London. Heading down this tiny alleyway and being presented with this ancient pub. This genuine hidden gem is tucked behind the jewellery shops, made famous in the Hatton Garden robbery. The original pub was built in 1546, and the front is said to be supported by the cherry tree that Queen Elizabeth I famously danced around with Sir Christopher Hatton. The current version was constructed in 1773, although the interior has been remodelled in the last 100 years. Despite its location, until the 1960s, you couldn't even call this a London pub, because in the 13th century, the then adjacent palace was deemed too beautiful to belong to London, and so was declared part of Cambridgeshire, with this pub falling under their administration. In fact, that's where the landlords would have to go to get their licence. But back to the bar. And this legend poured me a pint of the chocolate stout from Rudgate Brewery, for there was more chance to explore this wonderful pub and a delightful beer garden that contradicts its secluded location. Now, be warned, it's often closed at the weekends. Add this to your list of pubs not to miss.
So here we are, back in London after a little excursion into Cambridgeshire. And just up here is where Smithfield Market is. We won't really go past that right now, but the route from Farringdon to Moorgate, or the route from Farringdon all the way into Waterloo, that you can find in my book in Volume 1, Historic Pub Crawls Through London, Volume 1, does go past there, and there's a lot to see. There's a lot of scaffolding on it at the moment. The market's been closed down for a while. No doubt they're going to be turning that into something residential or some office blocks. Some crazy shouting down there, who knows why. Absolute bonkers. Yeah, okay, we're not going to get involved in any of that. What we're going to do now is go to the next pub. It's a Wetherspoons. I think it's very unlikely we're going to be able to film inside it. But let's go and have a look anyway. And if we don't, next thing you'll see will be me outside Farringdon Station as we head to our final pub. So on to the final pub. I thought it would be the case, but we didn't get any footage within the Sir John Oldcastle. If you have a look, Ben, it is a gorgeous looking pub on the out. Look at that coach, just crosses at exactly the right time. Gorgeous frontage with all those flowers. We're going to brave our way now through all of the masses of people outside Farringdon Station, which has become increasingly busy since they put the Elizabeth line in it. And we're going to head to the final pub of the day. So thanks for sticking around this long. It's the one with the flowers, it's the castle on the corner, and there is a fascinating story about it, which you're about to find out in the video that we're just going to roll.
The best part about work is the end of the day pints.
It's the castle. It's pub number 13 and the final pub on our Holborn to Hatton Garden route. Let's go and get a final pint.
Located outside the busy Farringdon station, this pub was opened in 1867, just 4 years after the railway. Now, the area is best known for the Smithfield meat market, which dates back 1,000 years. But back to the bar, and I tried something different with the Cosmic Drop Berry Punch beer from Beavertown. Whilst this pub lives on the site of the birthplace of Eliza, who was the wife of famed architect Sir John Sloane, it's more notable as being the only pub to be issued with a pawnbroker's license after King George IV traded his gold watch so he could continue gambling. So why not join the revellers on the street? Because when the sun's out, get the pints in.
You need to come in. I don't want you getting killed. Yeah, we're going to record your death in a minute, Ben. This is one of the busiest pubs on a sunny day. As you can tell, this place is absolutely heaving. We are at the castle. It's the final pub, pub number 13. That's a video that you've just seen. They were a little reluctant of us filming it, but you know, we got around that. And the wonderful thing about these pubs is look how they bring people together. There are so many people everywhere. Thank you for sticking around this long on the pub crawl. It's been a very hot day to be wearing a hoodie. I think that's probably got me through sweating out most of these pints. This is the final one of the day in pub number 13. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, check out all of our other social channels as well, where we put individual videos out of all of the pubs that you see today. And if you haven't bought a copy of my book, make sure that you pick up a copy of my book. It's available in all good bookstores or online. Ben's really going to get run over in a minute. We've had a good time. I hope you've had a good time with us. Cheers. Have a good one.